So the sum, this word right here, is the answer to an addition problem. So anytime something is asking you to find the sum, you know, even if they don't tell you, that it's going to be an addition problem. Okay, so here is our addition problem, right? And they want you to use place value to help you add. So go ahead, you're going to take these two numbers, and in your try it, or if you didn't have this page, use your whiteboard, solve this problem. Find the sum. Okay, go ahead and do that. Any way that works for your brain. Find the sum. I'm going to give you a minute to do that. I'm going to pick on some people that want to share how they did it. So be thinking about that if you want to share. Give you one more minute. All right, let me zoom out a little bit. Does somebody want to share how they did it? Taylani, how did you solve?
Okay, so first I added 9 plus 5.
And what'd you get?
And I got 13.
Okay, did you write yours like how I have it here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got 14. And then did you put just the 4 there?
No, I put the one 10 above the 2.
Okay, so you put the 1 above the 2. Good. And then what?
And then I added 2 plus 2 plus 1, and I got 5.
Good. And then what?
And then I added 2 plus 2, and I got 4.
Perfect. Good job. That is one way to solve this and find the sum. Did somebody do it a different way that they want to share? Hannah, how'd you do it?
Sorry, I wasn't really paying attention because my cat's everywhere in my face.
Okay, see if you can get rid of your cat then. Okay. Work on solving that problem, okay? Does somebody do it a different way that wants to share? Daniela, how'd you do it?
Well, first I always draw 200 blocks, but they're separated. And then I draw a line that points to them, like so that, and then it knows that it's going to be adding together. And then the same with the ones and tens.
Okay.
And then I just puzzle it together, and then it just gives me 454.
So you kind of did you do something like this? Where you drew out the place value blocks? No? Why don't you, let's see. Let me see if I can spotlight you real quick. So Daniela, do you want to show us your work real quick? Can you hold up your paper? See if that works. Are you still writing it, Daniela? Okay. Well, actually, we'll come back to you then, okay? And then you can show us because I want to see how you did it. It sounds good. All right, let's see. Does anybody else do it a different way that wants to show us? Oh, Zelda, I saw your hand. Zelda, how'd you do it?
Well, I showed the same thing as Kalani, except I started with the hundreds.
Okay.
And I the letters 4, and then I did the same thing with the tens, and something with the ones, and I found out that it was that I could make a 10, so I put a 1 up above both twos, and then I wrote down the answer at the bottom, and I put a 1 next to the 4, and below that I wrote solution, get a line, and put in 454.
Perfect. So Daniela, I'm going to come to you in a second. I'm going to kind of show you guys a way where you could almost kind of combine what Taylani and Zelda did. So another way you could have done this, I'm going to show you in a different color here, is when you take your two numbers, right? And underneath, you can, so you're going to say you added your hundreds. So you had 200 plus 200 is 100. 20 plus 20 is 40, right? And then 5 plus 9 is 14. So I can put that there. And then, so this is using place value, right? Because you added each section. Then you're going to add those together. So we know there's a 10 here. So I'm going to add an extra 10 here, right? Or just add these together. So 440 plus 14 is 454. So that's kind of taking a little bit of what Zelda did, a little bit of what Taylani did, and writing in a different way, okay? All right ways to do this. Now let's see, Daniela. I'm going to stop this sharing for a minute. All right, Daniela, you want to show us what you did? All right, go for it. And you should be able to unmute. Let me make sure you can.
Right over here is when two hundreds blocks combine with those two.
Okay.
And then these two, and then this 2 tens and these 2 tens combine together. And then with the ones, there's a 10 in here. And so it combines a 10, but those 4 stay there. And so this 10 also combines with the other 10s.
Perfect. That is a great way to do it. So that's kind of, thank you, Daniela, for showing us that. Let me go back to sharing my screen. So it looks like Daniela kind of, sorry, let me get my screen up. Another way to do it was she kind of took that idea of these numbers and created the blocks for it, right? So she did first her hundreds. So there was 1, 200, and another one, and she added them together, right? Use the little arrow. Okay. And she knew that there were 400. So that's how she got a 4. And then she did the same thing with 10. So she drew her 2 10s and another 2 10s, right? And then drew her ones, which there was 5, 3, 4, 5, and 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. And she could see that there was a 10, right? So she adds another 10 here. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 left. So that's how you get your 454. You guys don't have to write all these ways. You just write the one that works best for you, right? This is just me showing you all the options that are out there, okay? So all of those are ways to find the sum of 3-digit numbers, and they're all right. Any way that you do it that shows something like this and gets you 454 is the right answer. Okay? So we're going to continue to look at different ways. So this right here, right? This was that one way I was showing you. Maybe it was a little backwards, but it's there where you added, got your number, 5 ones plus 9 ones is 14 ones, added your 2 10s, you got 4 10s, okay? One thing they want to show you, right? So you can do this. If this is what your brain likes to do, take each section and then add them together, that's fine. If your brain likes to draw it out like this or something like this, that's also fine, right? But what they want to be showing you is that if any of those ways work for you, but your brain is looking for the shortest way, you can use a grid, right? And that's what they're trying to show you here. So in the grid, your step 1 is to add your ones, right? So they've got their box. They did 5 plus 9, which is 14, okay? You bring your 10 over here, okay? Put your 4 down here. Then you add your 10s. 1 10 plus 2 10s plus 2 10s is 5 10s, right? Okay, so then you add your hundreds. 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, that is the shortest way to do it. Okay, Taylani, I saw your hand. Yes, Taylani.
Do we have to write the 5s?
Nope. But now we're going to get to practicing that. So you're going to flip to page 40. Okay, down here, page 40. Okay. And this is going to be practicing that grid again, right? Now this time, they gave us 3 three-digit numbers, okay? So we're going to do the same thing. You guys should be on page 40, writing this in. So the first step we're going to do is add the ones, okay? This over here is your ones row or column, okay? So we're going to add these together. 5 plus 4. Somebody tell me, what is 5 plus 4? Aditri. Is 9. Good. Now we need to do 9 plus 8. Somebody tell me 9 plus 8. Thought I just saw a hand. Olivia.
17.
17. So I know, and I'm going to write this over here. You don't have to do this, but 17 is 7 ones. So I'm going to keep my 7 there. You do have to write the 7 here. And I know there's 1 10. So I'm going to put a 1 up here. Okay. Now we're going to add our 10s together. 4 plus 1. Somebody tell me, what is 4 plus 1? I think I'm going to call on Aria. What is 4 plus 1?
4 plus 1 is 5.
Okay, what's 1 more than 5?
1 more than 5 is 6.
And 6 plus 2 is?
8.
8. Good job. Thank you, Aria. So our 10s are 8. So we did 4 10s plus 1 10 plus 2 10s plus 1 10 and get 8 10s. Okay? Now we're going to come to our 100. So I need 2 plus 1 plus 3. Raphael, what's 2 plus 1?
3.
And 1 then plus 3?
One more?
No, 3 more. So 2 plus 1 was 3, you told us. Now what's 3 plus 3?
6.
6. Good job. So that is our answer. Okay. Now one more thing I want to teach you today before we move in to our next thing is sometimes when we are doing our work, they might ask us to check, okay? And that's what this part is right here. So I'm going to read our question, and as we're reading it, we're looking for important information, right? So here we go. The 3rd grade students collect 507 cans of food for Lake Park Elementary School's food drive. How many cans of food? 507. I'm going to circle that. Okay. The 4th grade students collect 435 cans. How many cans? 435. How many cans did the students collect? Here's the important part. In all. If we're looking for in all, what kind of math are we doing, Chris? If we're looking for in all.
Addition.
Addition, good job. So here's our 2 numbers that we circled, right? 507, 435, and we're adding, okay? So go ahead, solve that. You can choose how you want to do it. You want to write out some blocks? Do you want to break it apart? Your choice, but we're solving this right here. I'm going to show you that short way that they showed us before. So I'm going to draw my grids. Okay. So that's how I chose to solve it. Yes, Zelda.
It says, pick your answer by estimating.
We're going to get there in a second. So right now, I just want you guys solving this. Take 1 more minute. Okay, so now it says check your answer by estimating. Okay, here's maybe a new math word for us. Estimating. Does somebody think they know what the word estimating means or estimate? Jasnor, what do you think estimate means or estimating?
I think it means guessing.
Yeah, it means kind of making your best guess, right? And in math, to make your best guess, you want to round. That is why we talked about rounding last week. They're telling us to round to the nearest 10 to check. Okay, so here's my number, 507. I'm gonna round it to the nearest 10. Okay, look in the tens place, look next door. Is 7 greater than 5 or less than 5? Someone show me your thumb. Greater than 5 or less than 5? 7. Get some thumbs up. Good. It's greater. So it means we're going to add 1 to the 0, and it would become 510. Okay. Next number, 435. Okay. Look at the tens place, look next door. 5 or greater, go up. 4 or less, go down. What do you guys think? It's a 5. Up or down? Seeing one thumb. Thanks, Sophia. Oh, Bryce told me in the chat. Good. Seeing people. This is the tricky one. 5 is tricky. You're going to round up. Okay, so it's going up. So add 1 to the 3 and get 4. Number in the front stays the same. Number behind zeroes its name. Okay. Now that I've rounded these numbers, I can add them together. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. Okay. Is 950 and 942, are those close? Would you say those numbers are close to each other? Seeing some thumbs up? Thumbs up if you think those numbers are close to each other. Good. Seeing some thumbs up. I'm seeing some thumbs down. I'm seeing some people not sure. Those numbers are pretty close. Okay? So that means our answer was right. We did a good job. Okay? Now, if we would have rounded and got our 950 and our answer over here was 800, are those numbers close? No, 800 is not close to 950. Then we'd have to think, ooh, I must have done something wrong, right? Or if we would have gotten 972, you'd have to think, those numbers aren't that close, right? If it's within 10 from your rounded number, then you're good, okay? And that's what they want you to check. Do I have any questions? Look there real quick. Not seeing any hands.